So this week's video is about a reset, and it's not just a Sunday reset, back from vacation reset. It's a life reset. There's just changes that I need to make because I had an amazing holiday. I really did. I had such a great time. I visited with family, I traveled, I overindulged, but I have zero regrets, and it's not about beating myself up about it. But I do recognize that I've sort of fallen off of a lot of my healthy routines, and it's really weighing heavy on my mind. It really is. I just don't feel comfortable in my body, and I don't feel my best. And I know myself. I know that this is really important to me, so I know that I need to make a change. So I thought that by making this video, one, it would help me organize content around it for you, but it would also help me get back on track because I really, really need to get back on track. Some of the things that we're going to cover in this vlog are big things, and some of them are small things. And the small things to me are really more symbolic because we'll talk about that in a moment. But mainly what I want to cover in this video is my food prep and where I am with that. I haven't abandoned it altogether because it's really important to me, but I'm not as consistent as I need to be. So we'll talk about that. The other thing we're going to talk about is my garden. If you follow me, you know that my garden is really important to me, and I love my garden. It's beautiful. But for whatever reason, I've sort of stepped away from it, and it's something that just brings me so much joy. And I don't know. I don't know. In spite of me, my garden is thriving and it's giving, so I'm grateful for that. But there is something about being in the garden, just putting your hands in the dirt and doing garden chores that is really, really fulfilling. And I need to get back to that. I want to get back to that. The other area that I want to talk about are supplements. Again, another thing that's really important to me. I have not abandoned them, but I haven't been consistent. So we'll talk about that. And then the last thing, it's a small thing and it may sound silly, but to me it's symbolic. That is my makeup brushes. I'm going to keep it real, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's the truth. I haven't washed these things in weeks, and I wear makeup almost every single day. I know that's gross, but I know I'm not alone there. So, I say that, but I know I'm not the only one. But it's symbolic to me because it's like this little thing that I'm having trouble doing. Like, why? And I feel like when you start stepping away from those little small things, those are the things that add up, and eventually you start normalizing that, and then you don't do this, and then there's that and that and that, and then eventually it snowballs until you're kind of off the rails. I'm going to stop talking and we're just going to get into this video. I'm really tired today. I've thought a lot about trying to understand where did I veer off. And the fact of the matter is I've just come to realize today, you're not going to figure it out, Elvia. It's you just have to do it. You just have to. Sometimes I can overthink things. I can. I'm an analyzer. I love to analyze things, and that's what I do for a living. But at some point, you just have to let it go and just do what you know you need to do. And so that's sort of the conclusion I've drawn today after all of this thinking all day long. And then I did a few fun things and a few things that kind of got me back on track. And I spent a lot of time thinking through what I want to accomplish, what's going to help me like snap back. And, I know myself very well. So it was, I'm not going to say productive because I don't feel like I really did a whole lot. I just did a lot of thinking and a few odds and ends here. But I feel like I'm gonna get there. Like at least I can see that now. And that makes me feel really, really happy and satisfied. Like I'm gonna get there. I know that. I'm going to attempt to get up early and try to knock the rest of those things out. And that is really going to put me at ease. It really is. And I'll explain more tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. Supplements. This is another area that has sort of slipped away, or it's not been consistent. I haven't been consistent, and I want to change that. So we're standing here. I'm going to keep it real. This is one of my cabinets that houses my supplements, like protein powders and collagen powder, as well as just my pantry items. Supplements is a big part of my life. If you've been following me, you know I've done a couple of videos about it, but it's something that I do religiously, and they're important to me because it's also helped me manage my menopause symptoms. And I feel very fortunate that I have been able to manage them through supplements. So I'm not a doctor. I am not recommending that you do this. You have to make your own decision, but this is just a decision that I made for myself based on research that I did, and it really has helped me not only menopause, but I take them for my overall health. And so I'm working on a video to go over my supplement routine in more detail, but the point of this video really is to show that I need to get back on track with filling up my supplements and just getting my supplement holder organized, and to just get back in the habit that used to be so routine for me. I would wake up in the morning, I would have my breakfast, and without question I would take my supplements. I'd have my dinner and I would take my next round of supplements. And so now I feel like I'm not consistent. I maybe will take the morning, but I don't take the evening. I'll take the evening and I didn't take the morning. So I just need to get back on track. So let's do that. So we're here at the tangerine tree, and I just checked the navel oranges and they're good. I think I'm going to give them another week. It'll just buy me a little bit of time, to be quite honest. The cara tree isn't as good this year as it was in years past, but some years fruit is better than others. I was a little disappointed because those are my favorite. Those are the pink oranges. But here is the tangerine tree, and we just need to get this fruit off. So let's do it. She is. It's nice and empty. So there's one bag, and then I got these 3 bags. So I got a total of 4. I'd say they're a little over halfway full, a little bit before 3/4. So I'm really happy about that. the other thing that I've neglected to do, and I'm really embarrassed to say, but I'm just going to be honest about it, and that is washing my makeup brushes. I haven't done that in weeks, so we're just going to get it done. And I mean, most of the time, I haven't for weeks, so we're going to get it done. So, of course, we're going to do it. A lot of it goes really fast. It felt really good to sort of get back into my mindset. So I didn't really need a whole lot because I still had quite a bit of groceries, but I always need vegetables. So the first thing that I got were some egg whites. I eat whole eggs. My husband only likes egg whites, and we haven't been able to find them at Costco, so I got him 2 big containers of egg whites. I then got my coconut water. I've come up with a new smoothie concoction, which I love, and I'm gonna put it up here. This recipe is so good. I'm gonna put it up. And then I don't eat dairy, but once in a while I really have a strong craving for cottage cheese, and so I don't deny myself that. So sometimes I think it's like my body's wanting something, so I've been craving it. So I like this good culture, so I got some of that. I did get a treat. I like these Unreal chocolates. These are dark chocolate with almond butter. So I got a little pack of those. I got some ginger for my smoothies. I got garlic, some blueberries. I got a bag of carrots. I'm going to make a roast. I got some bell peppers for my veggie hash and for a dinner I'm going to make this week. I've been loving broccolini. That's been my thing with some fresh sliced garlic and olive oil. Oh, wow. That is so good. I got some of these tiny red potatoes for a dish I'm making. A bunch of zucchini. I eat a lot of zucchini either with meals, or sometimes I'll put it in my smoothies. I tend to make like the spiral zucchini noodles, and then the ends I'll throw them in my smoothie. I got a big bag of mushrooms for a dish I'm going to be making this week. I don't really need eggs, but it seems like sometimes eggs are really hard to find lately with the outbreak of the bird flu, so I just picked up another container. And then my husband eats ketchup. I don't know, it's his thing, but he doesn't want to eat Heinz ketchup anymore. And all ketchup has some kind of sugar, but this one it says that it's by Primal Kitchen. It says that it's a tad sweet, but it's sweetened with honey. So we'll give that a go for him. Hopefully he likes it. And then I eat sprouted wheat bread. I like sprouted wheat, and I like this bakery. It's the Alvarado Bakery. I got some of that. And then all that I got after that was all of my proteins. So I got a chuck roast. I'm going to make that in the slow cooker with a bunch of veggies, and that's a really easy dinner. This will last us, this will be like 2 to 3 dinners, which is nice. So I don't have to, I cook it once and then it's ready. And then I got some chicken with the bone in. That's another meal prep a dinner prep I'm going to be doing with a ton of fresh veggies. And then I just put a marinade of seeded mustard, garlic, olive oil, lemon, and a bunch of thyme, and then you just put all the veggies in there. That's really good. And then I got these chicken breasts, and I got 2 packs because I didn't want to wait in line for the butcher. We have a butcher at our grocery store, and it was a big line, so I don't want to wait. So I got 2 packs of chicken breast. We eat a lot of chicken breast with our salad, so I cook a batch of it on the weekends. But what I realized was that when I was looking at it, when I got home, it says that it's party wings, and they're not party wings. And party wings are much cheaper than chicken breast. So yeah, somebody made a mistake. So glad I got 2 of those. Okay, so I'm gonna add some of the sauce, not all of it, because I need some of it for, and I'm just going to get it all over the chicken, and that's super easy. So we'll just do it like that. And now what's great is that I have all my veggies chopped. I have my chicken prepped. I'm really tired now. It's been a long day. And I got all of my food prep done, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to show you what I did, and I'm really proud of myself. I am excited for the week because we're going to have some really delicious food, and it's all ready for me. Super excited about that. So let me show you what I've done. Okay, so the kitchen is a mess, so disregard. So like I said, this is what I call salad prep here. So I've already got lettuce washed in the fridge, and I've got my spinach. And so what I like to do is I shred with my Cuisinart, you saw there, I shred cabbage, I shred carrots. I mean, yeah, I could buy them shredded, but they have a funny taste to me. I don't know, they taste kind of gross. And then I do peppers and radishes, which I love. I also did some of these beans, garbanzo beans, and I just put some olive oil, green goddess seasoning from Trader Joe's, paprika, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and I baked those for about, I don't know, 25 minutes, I think. Over here, I made my hash, and this has red cabbage, sweet potatoes, zucchini, yellow peppers, kale, green onions, and then I use the green goddess seasoning from Trader Joe's in here as well. I think that tastes really delicious. I also roasted some butternut squash so I can put that on my salad. And then I have a little bit of chicken in the refrigerator, but I made a little bit more so that I don't have to make any during the week. I made some tuna. It's actually not tuna. Like I said, I prefer to have salmon, canned salmon, which I feel is safer and less risk for mercury. So, and you can't even tell the difference, and it tastes the same. So I've got that with, I use safflower mayonnaise. I just think it's a better option. And I've got green onion and celery, salt and pepper. And then I made from Trader Joe's, I love the grain called farro, Farro. It's in a little blue bag, and it's a 10-minute cook because otherwise it takes a long time. But it's got a lot of fiber. I love to put that in my salad. I think that tastes so delicious. Here are my blueberries. I washed them with a special fruit and vegetable wash the container, and then just put them back in because it can aerate. And then I've got my mushrooms for the dish that I'm making. So I've got those. I've got my chicken for dinner tomorrow night. It's marinating. I made the marinade, and it's a lot of condensation. It's marinating here, and I'll put that in the fridge, and then I saved back some extra sauce so that I can put it over the veggies that I cut up, and I'm storing in here. So then I'll just put all of this in a bake pan, like a casserole pan. I'll toss the veggies in it, and then I'll put the chicken breast on top, and the juice from the chicken onto the veggies really tastes wonderful. I've got my avocados for the week. I've got salad dressing that I made, and I am ready. I've had a few days to process and to think a lot about this reset. And there's a few takeaways that I have. Number one, to tell you that it all works out perfectly, that's not the case here. And I said that from the very beginning because life is not linear. You know, it zigs and it zags, or at least my life does. And I don't think that everyone is always successful at resetting. I think sometimes it's just really a process. I'm kind of skeptical when somebody like figures it out instantly and it works. Maybe sometimes it does, but that's not really been my experience. And it's not been the experience when I talk to friends about it who are going through similar situations. You know, it's like trial and error, and you know, eventually for whatever reason it just snaps into place, and then you gain momentum, and then you take off. But I just wanted to portray a more realistic version of a reset. But there are several things that I'm really happy about as a result. You know, one, I'm really happy to recognize that I do have a plan. Like, I do have a routine. I know what to do. So it would be different if I had no clue, but I do. So it's just a matter of being consistent. So that's the good news. The other thing was the food prep that I did. I was able to come home the other night from work and I had delicious food. In the morning, I was able to like quickly put together my lunch, which was really wonderful. And it just reminds me of the benefits. So sometimes on Sunday, you know, when I think, oh my God, it's so much work. Well, actually, yes, it is. But the benefits throughout the week, the freedom that it gives me during a busy work week is so worth it. And it was really wonderful to have delicious food that I want to eat. That was really wonderful. The other thing was that I got back into my garden, and I love it. And I mean, it's beautiful. It's thriving. It's blooming. It's really exciting, and I was really happy to be able to get back. So that was another thing. But I also wanted to say that if you're also struggling and you're trying to figure out your way, the one thing that I recognize and that I want to say is I think it's really so easy for us to extend grace to others, to be sympathetic, to be empathetic. But yet I think many of us have a hard time extending that same grace to ourselves. So I would say this to me and to you: extend yourself that grace and allow yourself to take your time on this journey. Be patient with yourself. It just doesn't happen overnight. And so that's something that I'm really going to try to be more conscious of. You know, you're doing the best that you can, and I'm doing the best that I can, and you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, maybe we won't get there as quickly as some, but we're still going to get there, you know. So with that, I'm going to end the video here. I'm really tired. I look really tired, but you know, you'll see my progress in my videos because these things are such a big part of my life and they're a big part of my videos. So you'll be seeing me progress, and I'm also going to be working on some self-care videos that I have coming up in the next few weeks, which again is going to help reinforce all of those healthy habits and help me be just a little bit more consistent. So as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.